Hey guys, today it's time to speak about my perfume empties. So why I like to do perfume empties is because I really enjoy sort of finishing a fragrance and then having a pretty complete understanding of what I think about it. It's really interesting how your opinion can change about fragrances and how you can feel differently once you're at the end of the bottle versus when you were at the beginning of the bottle. This has happened with a couple of fragrances here, but I don't think my opinion has changed drastically on any of them. So let's start with the fragrance that I did do a review for. It is Zara Dark Emerald. This perfume I said was, an amber balm. It was quite sweet and it was sort of orange marmalade idea. I don't think I disagree with that. I fully comply with my previous opinion. Yes, it's very marmalade-y. It's very heavy on the orange marmalade. And there is quite a decent amount of amber here. This is not a bad quality fragrance, but it's not a very good quality fragrance. Here I can smell the ingredients are not top notch. So this was a 30 ml bottle. It was an eau de toilette. Oh, I thought it was an eau de parfum. So it's an eau de toilette. Longevity on this was quite good. The sillage was decent. It lasted better on clothes, but what else is new? It always does. I did have to renew it halfway through the day, but keep in mind that my days at work are really long. And I usually wear fragrance for maybe 14, 15, 16 hours. And of course, no fragrance, except very few, lasts this long. So you do need to reapply, but it will hold on to maybe 4 or 5 hours, no problem. So yeah, I had a really interesting experience with that one. I won't buy it again. I think it's actually, I changed my mind. It does smell cheaper than it is, which is hard to do because it's pretty cheap. However, I have an alternative I spoke about previously, and that's Revlon's Fire and Ice. It has the same kind of candied orange and lots of amber, and that guy has tenacity to it. This is a very long-lasting fragrance. It is about probably the same price as this one, maybe slightly more expensive, and it's just overall better quality. I would recommend, if you like this scent but you like better quality ingredients and better quality construction, go for Revlon's Fire and Ice, and you won't be sorry because they're quite similar. They're from the same kind of family. Next one I'm torn about, and I'm not really sure what to do because this is my Coty Wild Musk. This is a memory fragrance for me. I really like it. I like how it smells. It smells like expensive musk soap. It has tons of musk in it. It has some mustiness to it, which I really like because it gives it a lot of character. It's a bit floral, but there is also a lot of sort of powdery coats to it. I like this a lot. The fragrance itself is fantastic. I think it used to be a really well-constructed fragrance, but now unfortunately it's quite watered down and it lasts almost nil. The sillage is nearly not there. You cannot even smell it on yourself unless you put your nose to your shirt or sweater. This is so disappointing to me because this could be really, really great. I would love to buy it and I would love to wear it, but I need like 15 sprays to get anything out of it. It doesn't last, it doesn't project. I can't even smell it. Forget about wearing it on skin. You can only wear it on fabric, otherwise it's just gone within seconds. I'm so sad. I'm not sure what to do with that one because I love the scent. It's very nostalgic to me. It's cozy to me. It smells like expensive musk soap, but just the longevity, man, it's killing me. I don't know. I don't think I'll buy it again for that reason. I might break down it again, but maybe I won't because I just can't take the longevity and the non-existent sillage. Next one I have reviewed previously on my channel as well, and this is Vera Wang's Lovestruck. I've had this guy for a while and finally I finished it off, and I have something to add about it to my initial review. So this is actually a very interesting, surprising fragrance. Well, I mean, the packaging is not my cup of tea, but it doesn't bother me per se, and I think some people might really like it. This is a lovely musky purple floral with a bit of powderiness, and what I do smell now very very clearly is it has this really weird and wonderful background of cigarette smoke, but not fresh cigar tobacco, which I love, by the way, in fragrances, but rather a cigarette smoke that, like, imagine wallpaper from a room where people smoked for 10 years, and then 10 years has passed, and now you're smelling that wallpaper. It's a very nostalgic scent. It's very, very slight. You're not going to be able to discern it very easily, but if you're wearing it day in, day out, you will pick up on it. I find this scent strangely comforting. It has a sweet base to it, like a nougat sort of sweetness. Similar sweetness to that of Mon Jasmin Noir from Bulgari. The same kind of nougat. Cozy, comforting, crinoline, and just somehow very calming to me. I'm not sure why old cigarette smoke is calming. I don't smoke, and I don't like cigarette smoke scent per se. I find it quite disgusting. But the very slight hint towards it in this fragrance on the background of all this sweetness and powderiness and musk is interesting. It reminds me of a body, but like in a good way. Like somebody's body in sheets, wrapped in sheets, and perhaps she was engaging in some naughty business, and then maybe her lover had a cigarette afterwards. It's strange, kind of comforting. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure though, because unfortunately this fragrance suffers from the same problem that this fragrance suffers from. You see the pattern here? The ones that I have to use a lot of are going very fast. So this guy, unfortunately, it holds well, actually. It does hold on to cloth, to fabric, reasonably well. It lasts for hours, but the sillage is, again, non-existent, and you need to really try to smell it. This could be a good or a bad thing, depending on how sensitive you are to fragrance or how sensitive your surroundings are to your fragrance. I like a fragrance that is a skin scent, but that's my preference, and a lot of people like for it to really project. It's just not something that fits my lifestyle right now and my workplace. However, this guy has some tenacity, but you do need to use maybe 5 to 6 sprays for it to stay. If you use a couple of sprays, it's not going to stick around. I'm not sure what kind of magic is that, but this is a true tested by me. 6, 7 sprays of this, and it'll stick around for a bit longer. Next I have this Yardley. I've spoken about this one as well. This is Lily of the Valley, and this is old school. They changed packaging and I think further diluted the formula, although it's already sort of ridiculously diluted. This is a Lily of the Valley, very realistic, with some green to it and some spicy sort of feel from the vegetal leaves that maybe were ground up a little bit. This is what it smells like. It's quite a straightforward Lily of the Valley, and quite a solid floor. If you really love Lily of the Valley, I do recommend you try it, because that's pretty much what you get with a bit of green to it. It smells very springy. I wore it in the fall. I'm not sure what happened, but it's done. The longevity is minimal, and the sillage is minimal. I mean, the sillage is powerful when you apply it, but then it wears off so quickly. Sillage goes. I can't really say it's good sillage. I can't say it projects at all, because it projects for a few minutes after it's sprayed, and then that's it. So the lasting power is unfortunately subpar. I'll have to, for that reason, say I probably won't get that again. And plus, I'm kind of over the Lily of the Valley thing for now, so I'm not going to be acquiring any more fragrances that are focusing around that note. For the moment, things can change. Now, I was trying to really understand the hype around Viva La Juicy. I wanted to love it, I really did. But I do have some problems with fruity aromas. Fruity scents really don't suit my personality, and they don't really suit my skin type, meaning that my skin chemistry turns them a bit sour and kind of gross, and makes me feel cheap somehow. Not to say that these scents are or smell like they're cheap, but just they smell cheap on me. That's what happens. It just is not flattering. So Viva La Juicy ridiculous packaging. What I got is a trio. These two guys are empty now. Trio of Viva La Juicy, Couture LaLa, and I got also Juicy Couture, the original. Now, Juicy Couture, the original, is a standout for me from that kit, and in fact, I've owned it before. I've used up a full 100 ml bottle of it, and it's a floral honeysuckle with some sweet notes and nondescript white florals. And it's a little screechy, it's a little cloying, but I did like it. It had really decent lasting power, and it morphed into something quite interesting on my skin. So I actually thumbs up that one, and I knew I would like it. I don't think I'll wear it again, but it's nice to have a small sample size to sort of go back in my memory to that time. So needless to say, I was curious to try a couple of other Juicy Coutures because I do love Couture, and I do like the Juicy Couture, the original. So I was curious. Viva La Juicy I've tested multiple times and it just never worked on my skin, and I thought, well, maybe if I get a slightly bigger size, this is probably about 10 mils, no, 9 milliliters, maybe it'll work eventually. Maybe I'll find a way. I tried to wear it on the skin, I tried to wear it on my clothes, on my hair. It's just not my scent. Now, why I wanted to bring this up is because actually this Zara one is very similar. It's the same kind of amber, sweet, and both of them are heavily centered around marmalade orange. I was very surprised to find that these scents are quite similar. The Zara worked a bit better on my skin because it's ever so slightly less fruity. This is a little bit more fruity, but still the ingredients they smell very similar to me. So, moral of the story, if you like the Zara, go for Viva La Juicy because the bottle is cuter. And if you like Viva La Juicy but want a cheaper option, go for the Zara Dark Emerald. They smell virtually very similar. So this is this fruity orange. I don't know, it just didn't jive with me, so I'm happy it's gone. And unfortunately, I have similar sentiments towards Couture LaLa. Why? So who this might work for. If you are a girl or a guy who enjoys the little green apple, Be Delicious by DKNY, check this out. And again, pros, this is a cuter bottle. Scent itself, super similar. It's this fresh green apple with some cucumber and some, well, it smells like there's some cucumber, but I do believe there's, it feels to me, I didn't look up the notes, but it feels to me that there is some kind of coolness, a bit of a metallic aftertaste to it, and definitely some lotus flower or some kind of a very watery flower as well, freshening it up. So, not my cup of tea again, quite fruity, and I never really liked DKNY Be Delicious, the green one, although I did own it and I finished it up. I haven't repurchased it, it was not to my taste. I had a very small bottle. So yeah, if you really like DKNY and you want a cute bottle, go for Couture LaLa, because I think the scents are similar enough. They give the same kind of feel. They give the same kind of lasting power, and they're just as fresh as each other. So I think you would like it then. That's it for today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.